Gangadhar from Dimensions. Discuss the quantitative questions from the RRB mains 8th paper. So 41 to 80 are the questions. The first 5 questions are from series. We need to identify the next term of the series. See, to identify the next term of the series for the 41st one, you just observe the differences between the given values. 900 and 897, the difference is minus 3. Whereas coming to 897 and 991, the difference is plus 1. And here this is minus 5, and here this is plus 6. And next we have to subtract 7 from 902, and the next term of the series is 895. So there ends 41st problem, which is 895 is the answer. Coming to 42, see, let us take the differences. So 428, 43, 10, 15, 40, 135 and 560. We need to end with the next term. How 10 will become 15? See, we need to multiply this 10 into 1 plus 5 is 15. 10 into 1 is 10 plus 5 is 15. Then from 15 to 40, multiply 15 with 2, that means 30 plus 10 is 40. Then 135 from 40, multiply 40 into 3, 560. So identify the next term. We need to multiply 560 with 5 and we have to add 25. So that was your answer. Okay, 560 into 5, 2500, and then 6 5 is 300, 2825 is your answer. Okay, that was 43. Then coming to 47, 7 and 13. See, 7 into 1 plus 6 is 13. Then 30, 2 is 26, 26 plus 12 is 30. Then 38 into 3 plus 18 is the answer for the next one. Okay, like whereas coming to 45, see here, we need to add 9 for 10. The difference is 9. And coming to here, the difference is 16 minus 9 is 7. Okay, 3 minus 1 is 27. And coming to here, the difference is this is plus 9, this is 27. Coming to here, the difference 7 minus 6 is 1, 12 minus 4 is 8. So this is 3 square, this is 3 cube, this is 3 power 4. Next difference is 3 power 5. And the next difference must be 3 power 6. So sum of these two values is the next term of the given series, 45th one. Okay. Then from 46 to 50, we need to answer the questions from the equations, where we need to solve the given equations for x and y, and after finding the values of x and y, we have to compare. Okay. See, among these, the first equation, 46th one. For the 46th problem, the first statement is given like x square plus x minus 6 is equals to 0. Here the constant term is minus 6. We need to split minus 6 numbers whose summation is the coefficient of x. Since it is minus 6, one number is minus and one plus, we need to take the numbers as, okay, 2 and minus 3. 2 into minus 3 is minus 6, and 2 plus of minus 3 is minus 1. But this is plus, so minus 2 and plus 3 you need to take. So, minus 2 into 3 is minus 6, minus 2 plus 3 is 1. And then the values of x means we need to change the symbols. The values of x are 2 comma minus 3. These are the values of x. Whereas coming to the second statement of 46th problem, which is given that y square plus 8y plus 7 is equals to 0. Clearly 7 can be written as 7 into 1 and 7 plus 1 is 8. Directly we have the values of y as minus 1 comma minus 7. See, if you observe, this minus 7 is less than minus 3, whereas minus 1 is greater than minus 3. So one value of y is less than x and the other value is greater than x. So we can't compare the values of x and y here. Okay. In the same way, we can solve 47th problem to get the values of x and y. Whereas coming to 48, the given equations are the linear equations in two variables. So by elimination method or by some other means, we can find the values of x and y. Okay, since they have x minus y and 5x plus 4y. Coming to 49, the first statement is given like x minus 3 whole square is equals to y plus 1 whole square is equals to 0. From there it is clear that x is equals to 3 comma minus 1, which is satisfying the second equation on 2. So x is 3 and y is 1. X is 3 and y is 1 minus 1. So clearly x greater than y is the answer. Okay. Coming to 50th problem. First statement is given like 9x square plus 18x plus 9 is equals to 0. You just divide everything with 9, you left with x square plus 2x plus 1. X plus 1 whole square is 0 and the value of x. So to solve the second equation, y square plus 9y plus 18 is equals to 0. 18 we can written as 3 into 6 and 3 plus 6 is 9 and the values of y are minus 3 comma minus 6. So both the values of y are less than x. X is greater than y is the answer for that one. Then coming to 51st problem. For the 51st one, it is given that in an examination consisting of 150 questions, 1 mark is given for each correct answer and 1/4 mark is given for every wrong. A student attempts all the 150 questions and scores a total of 100 marks. And the number of questions he marked wrong. Select the number of questions he marked wrong. X plus y is equals to 100. Coming to the marks, for each correct answer 1 mark, for each wrong answer we get direct 1/4. That means since the number of wrong answer questions are y, minus 1 by 4. His marks are, so the answer x plus y is 100. And his marks is given as 100. So that it will be x minus plus minus. These two will get cancelled, which is 5 by 4. It is given that the difference of calculation of the difference ratio is x square into 6x. By solving this, you will get the value of x as 2000 and the annual income of Anil is 12,000. Then coming to 53rd, a stone worth 15,000 is broken into two pieces. Find the loss incurred because of the breakage. The ratio 2:2. Let the race as k square is equal to 6. The cost of pieces. 4 into 6. 9 k square. 9 into 6. The cost of the pieces is 7. The difference is 7,200. Due to breakage, there is a loss of 7,000. Okay. Since see 9 pence for 10 rupees, so cost of 1 pen is 10 by 9 rupees, and sells them at the rate of 6 pence for 7 rupees. So selling price is 1 pen is 7 by 6. See, we have selling price of 1 pen, whereas cost price of 1 pen, so we can calculate the profit or loss percentage. The number of legal telephones formed 87.5% of the total connections. If 24,000 of total population have telephone connections, what percent of the total population will have illegal telephone connections? It is given that the total telephone connections form 40% of the total population. See, if the total population is some P, then the number of telephone connections are 40%. Out of these 40% telephone connections, 87.5% are the legal telephone connections, and the remaining 12.5% are the illegal telephone connections. And we need the number of illegal telephone connections, which is 12.5% of 40% of the population. So if you simplify, so this is 12.5, send 0 this side, 125. Okay, 125 divided by 100 percentage of P into 4 also we have. 4 into 125 divided by 100. So which is nothing but 5 5s, 25 5s, 25 4s, and 4 and 4 cancel. You left with 5% of P. Then the number of illegal collections are 5% of the total population. Then coming to 56. A container is filled with liquid, 6 parts of which are water and 10 parts of milk. Totally there are 60 parts. How much of the mixture is to be drawn off and replaced with water so that the mixture may be half water and half milk? See, suppose we need to draw an X liters of the mixture. Initially they mentioned that 6 parts of water and 10 parts of milk. Out of those 6 parts of milk, 6 by 60 minus we have X liters, X parts, ready to use it. 6 by 60 X. We are adding, replace the water. We add the X liters of water. Initial water, is equals to the quantity of the milk. Actually, quantity of the milk is 10 parts. From here, so if we put this, we get the value of X as 60. So there are 60. X is 60. Part of the total picture. Okay, and your answer is 1 by 5. Then whereas coming to 57th problem, the banker gets 500 rupees more interest by lending an amount at 6% simple interest than by lending at 12% simple interest for a period of 2 years. We need to find out the principal. Here the problem, two rate of interest is given, time difference is given, interest difference is given. We have the logic rule that I2 minus I1 is equals to, okay, see, I2 minus I1 is given as 500. Principal we need to calculate, and as with the problem time is 2 years, the difference between the rate of interest is 16 and 12 years. Okay, there. Whereas coming to 6 man and 2 is for 10 years. 1 day whereas 26 man for 2 hours can do one lecture. The time taken by 50 okay, along with 20 boys to do the same type of work will be the question. These two will get 1 day capacity of and using this expression you will get the 1 day capacity of those as 1 by 4. So the number of people is 4 days. Okay, that ends the problem. Whereas coming to 59. Coming to 59, it is given that the speed of the electric train is 25% of speed of the train. What is the time taken by an electric train to cover a distance which a steam engine takes 4 hours 25 minutes to cover? See, the speed of the steam engine you just suppose as X, and the time taken is 4 hours 25 minutes, which is nothing but 4 hours 25 minutes. 25 minutes is 25 by 60, which is 5 by 12. 4 5 by 12 hours. This is the distance traveled by the steam engine. Whereas coming to the electric train, the speed is 25% more. That means 125% of actual speed, which is nothing but 5 by 4s, and the time taken is some t. Solve it to get the value of t. S and S will get cancelled. So by sending that 4 by 5 this side, T is equals to 12 fours is 48 plus 5 is 53 by 12 into 4 by 5. On solving it, we will get the time taken for the electric train to travel the distance. Coming to 60th problem. For the 60th problem, the average age of 54 girls in a class was calculated as 14 years. So sum of the areas is 54 into 14. It was later realized that the actual age of one girl in the class was 10.5 years. But the actual fact that so remove that we add 10.5. But instead of 10.5, we added 30. So to get the correct value, remove 30 and add 10.5. The simplification, which is equals to 7 into 8.5, is the sum of the ages of those people. And dividing this value with 54, we will get the average again as approximately 40 years. There it is. Then coming to 61st problem. What is the area of an equilateral triangle having perimeter 12 units? See, perimeter is given of perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 3a, which is equals to 12. 3a is equals to 4. Since a is equals to 4, the area of an equilateral triangle is 3 by 4 into cancel, and the area is 4 root 3 square units. Root 3 by 4 a square. Then coming to 62nd problem. What is the cost of 2 mangoes and 3 pineapples? We need to answer from the given statement. The first statement is mentioning that the cost of 12 mangoes to get the cost of 2 mangoes and 3 pineapples, we need both the statements to answer the question. On solving this, we get the cost of 12 mangoes. Statement 1 is given to two variables, we have two equations and solve this. Both the statements to answer 64. What is the ratio of x and y? The ratio of x and y is 5:6. The second statement is x and y plus 2. Whereas in the second statement, so 65. Malavi and Jahnavi bought 2 articles. What is the sum of their selling prices? We need to calculate the sum of their selling prices. See, they mentioned that in the second statement cost prices, whereas in the first statement they mentioned the relation between the profit and loss. So using both the statements we can answer the question. So and your answer is option E. Then from 66 to 30, 66 to 70, there is a bar diagram which is indicating the demand and the production of 5 companies A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. Okay, see, the first bar is indicating the demand and the second bar is indicating the production. Okay, see, if you observe, the values at the demand and the production are like this. Okay, for the 5 companies, demand and production values are like this, which is 300, 60, 250, 125 and 325. Here the values are 150, 175, 100, 275 and 225. Now the question is 66, the ratio of the number of companies having more production to those having more demand. Okay, see, the ratio of the number of companies having more production kavalanta. When compare with this, more production ekkundo chudali. More production kabatti ikkada 150 takkuva, 175 ekkuva, 100 takkuva, 275 ekkuva. So totally for 2 companies A2 and A4, we have more production, and for the remaining 3 we have less production. So the ratio is 2:3. There ends that 66. Then coming to 67, the difference between the average demand and average production of all the companies taken together. Add all these values to the average. add all these values, took the average, and the difference between those average values is the answer for 67. Coming to 68, if X percent demand for company A3, see for company A3, demand is 250, X percent of 250 is equals to the demand for company A2. For company A2, demand is 60. This is equals to 60. Then we need to calculate X. That was 68. Then coming to 69, the average demand of all the companies. Add all those values, divide with 5, will give us the average demand of all the companies. Then coming to 70. If the production of company A4, see company A4 is this one, production is 275. 275 is equals to n times the production of company A1. Then n is equals to 275, 150, approximately 1.8. Okay. Then from 71 to 75, we need to answer the questions depending on the two pie diagrams. First pie diagram is indicating the number of students of graduate level. Second pie diagram is indicating the number of students at the postgraduate level. And the total number of students is mentioned at the above the pie diagram. Okay, in different institutes like A, B, C, D and E. See, coming to 71st one. How many students of Institute A and C are studying at postgraduate level? See, for postgraduate level, concentrate on the second bar. For A and C, 14 plus 20. So 34% of the 234. That means 34 into 234 is 1%. Coming to 72nd. Total number of students studying at graduate level from Institute B and D. See, at institutes B and D in the graduate pie diagram, 13 and 28. 13 plus 28 is 41% of 26200. So 41 into 262 is our answer. Okay. Right. What is the total number of students studying at graduate level from Institute E and postgraduate level from Institute C? So calculate like from Institute E at graduate level is nothing but 28% of 26200, and then for the postgraduate level Institute C, 20% of 23400. Sum of those two will give us the answer. So in the same pattern we can answer the 74 and 75 also simply. Then from 76 to 80, we need to answer depending on the given line graph. The line chart shows the sales of TVs and mobiles in thousands for the company ABC. Okay. So below the line graph, we have the values in the tabular format also. For the months January to December, for the sales of TV and phone. See, 76th one. What is the ratio of sales of phones in the first 6 months to the ratio of the sales of TV during the same period? So what we have to do? For phones, add the values for the first 6 months from January to June. And for mobiles also, TV also add the values from January to what we call June for the first 6 months. And took the ratio. Okay. See, we have a tabular data where the values are located. Add first 6 values in 30 phones as well as first 6 values for TVs and took the ratio. There ends the problem. Then coming to 77, in which months is the difference between the sales of the two products same? See, so take the difference between every values from the graph. See, in January, TVs are 98 and phones are 107. The difference is how much? 9. And in February, the difference is 12. Like that, if you calculate, the difference for the months July, August and November is 40. So your answer is option B. Then coming to 79. If the people who buy phones are 20% more than the people who buy TV, then the total sales of which product is minimum? See, clearly if you observe, the total products of phones is minimum. Then coming to 79, in which month from March, May, July, September and November, the percentage rise in the sales of TV, the maximum compared to the preceding months. Okay, so ఆ months తో previous months తో కంపేర్ చేస్తే percentage increase calculate చేయాలి. So for the given months, when compared to the previous month, percentage increase calculate చేస్తే that was maximum for March. Then coming to last question, 80th one, the sales of TV in the months of July and August together is what? Approximately percent less than the sales of the same months in the May and June. For July and August TVs, so for July and August TVs are 124 and 114. If you add, the value is 241. Then for TVs in the months May and June, which is 139 and 173, if you add, the values are 312. The difference between these two values is 71. We need to compare the 71 with the 312. That means 71 by 312 into 100 will give us the answer for the question. Okay. So this is the explanation for Arabic minus 8. Thank you.